So yesterday we got the new European rabbits added to Hirschfelden, and I was out hunting all day. I already had my real life hunting video planned, so I didn't get to do anything content-wise on them. But we're here on Hirschfelden now, and as I understand, the rabbits are kind of buggy. They just sort of sit there, so I just brought a variety of weapons to actually try to get them with. So I have the 20 gauge, I've got a 10 gauge, I think I brought the 410 pistol as well. And then I just have the 22 pistol just to pretty much save room and have extra space in my inventory, because I do have the 243 just in case we find anything good that are not rabbits. But yeah, we're going to run around, we're going to try to find some burrows, and like I said, they should just sit there and it shouldn't be all that interesting, but we'll see if we can find any cool ones. Oh, okay. So just sitting right here apparently. I think that would be like a max estimate level 2. And they're not gonna spook. We could just sit here and walk all around. Unfortunately, they just do sit still. I think the 22 is actually off, so you have to aim kind of up and to the right. But I mean, that was odd. How long that stayed alive? I don't really know what else to do. Leaving them here wouldn't make much sense because they would be just potential future respawns. So I guess we'll try to get a double there. It's a little bit, I don't know, anticlimactic. Definitely got both of those. And I mean, yeah, they're all just kind of sitting around here doing nothing. That's like a low score estimate one. It's cool that they did the burrows and stuff. We're just gonna quickly get these guys. But I don't know, I think when they're working it's gonna be a lot more interesting. I mean, obviously, they aren't meant to work like that. That's kind of close. Probably high trophy rating could have made it at 2.3 kg, but just kind of going off classic. The way that it's supposed to work, I think, is that you would spook them if you get as close as we did there. We just came around the corner and they were right in front of us. They should go in the burrows, and then I would assume they kind of stay there until they calm down, and then they might come back out. So you'd probably want to sit over the burrows and wait. I assume that's more the idea here, but yeah, they kind of just, right now, sit out in the open. And the issue is, oh, more than I missed. We brought the shotguns, but they're kind of tough to even see. Unless they're out in the open like that, these ones. You can't see them unless you're right on top of them, which, I guess, again, when these actually work, will make it kind of a good thing. Can barely even see the other one. And then you can investigate the burrows. It'll tell you how recently they were used. And I think, again, that's going to be more for, when it's actually working, when they probably spook and actually go into the burrow. Or I believe they have, almost a zone time where they actually enter the burrow and then don't come back out. Another pretty good sized one, and, again, completely hidden. Just had a little level 1 sitting there, so that's that entire colony, I think would be maybe the right term, but yeah, that's kind of how this is at the moment. They can actually be tough to even spot the burrows if you're really not paying attention, but that's a couple more decent-sized ones. I guess, I don't know whether to just try to spot them all or just go from one little burrow to the next, because it's kind of, I don't know, you would spot them all normally, but at the moment when they're not going to spook, you can just sort of do it either way. But we'll just I think we're just gonna take the males, maybe, just because this feels a little bit, like I said, anticlimactic when they're just literally sitting there waiting on you. Didn't mean to pick that up, but another decent little gold. And yeah, I mean, as far as I know, once you find these burrows, you're just good to come back to that place and go for respawns. There were 3 pretty good ones here. Take one with the shotgun, so 1.9, 1.9, and 2. I like the models, they look good, but, at the moment when they're not exactly working as intended, they're a little less interesting to actually go after. So, I think we got all the males from this particular area. So probably, the way to do this if you want to get Diamond European rabbits, of course, whether it's now when they're not really working properly or later when they actually do work properly, I would think that you want to just set up a tripod in the areas where you find the burrows, because I think they stay. You get this little icon here, which I don't know if that stays like forever, but if you just had like a tripod or a tent, whatever you want to have there to mark the location, then you can easily go from burrow to burrow and check your respawns. It's crazy how like I'm not even seeing these. I just keep walking basically right up to them before I know they're here. But another couple of burrows. I want to try to get like as many as I can in one shot with a shotgun, just since this is kind of the state of them at the moment. But is there just the 2 here? Well, there's another one here. And a couple of solos, but none that are huge. So yeah, I mean, can we line something up to get 3? Maybe if we're far away from these. Okay, so 50 meters. We might just miss all 3, but I'm gonna aim right sort of in the middle. I mean, it looked like it hit the entire burrow. That one's dying. That one didn't get hit. That one didn't get hit. So I guess that's maybe not the best idea. I'll try it with the 10 gauge. Did that do anything else? I mean, that one died. We hit that one. But, yeah, I guess that's maybe not the most effective way to go about this, so we'll just go back to taking the males out. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to try to find one more burrow, and then we are going to actually go to Classic and take a look at how, at least I think they're going to work when they're like fixed and working properly in Call of the Wild, because I have a feeling it should work pretty much the same way. But as is, it's kind of uninteresting. So 2 other males here. And was this one? I already forget. This one's a female, right? I want to see what fur type that is. Kind of lame shooting them at that range. So that's a light gray. I think that might be the first non-common that we shot. So there's that at least. But then these were just our shotgun ones. So just like 1 pellet, honestly, in the head, that would have been pretty good. And kind of same thing, but a little bit to the side. I'm pretty sure that's a female, so we'll just let that go. But yeah, we'll try one more just to try our luck and see if we can get like maybe a pretty big one or a rare one or something. But I think we should go to Classic and just get an idea of what to expect when these are fixed. That's one of the best looking roe deer I've seen in a very long time, so I switched out for the 243. I'm kind of surprised it's got such a low score estimate, because 90 is diamond. It's a max of 81. But I want to see what he ends up scoring. Actually, I think 89 is diamond, but either way, I would have thought his estimate should at least go up like 2 diamond. I mean, he's 32 kg, so in the past he would have been in the right area. He's got 2 different antlers. I think this is a diamond antler and this isn't, if I'm not mistaken. But still, for him to only be 81.5, there's got to be a little bit of a issue with roe deer scoring still. And I mean, that's been known, but I really wasn't sure if that maybe had changed with the recent update. But unfortunately, I would say that is still a thing. Well, pretty much just walking up on them again, like literally right to them before I ever actually see them. That could be interesting. It's just straight up 2 kg instead of the 1 to 2, and it's the same with the score estimate, just 2, so that could be worth looking at. It's not a level 3, so I don't think it's necessarily a diamond, but just a bunch of them hanging out in this area as well. I don't think I've used the 410 pistol, so we'll probably make use of that to get our males, and wherever, I think it's that one there, that I wanted to definitely get. So we'll do that. First of all, that echo is insane. Second of all, that's like the fastest any of these rabbits has died, and it's with like the weakest gun. That was a little more normal. And I think there was one more male somewhere. Maybe there wasn't. They were all like in that one burrow, and there's just like 2 by themselves. There's one hiding back in here. We'll quickly take a look there. Just female, so let's see if this was maybe something actually kind of interesting. It's 2.2, so actually not even our biggest. We did have a I think it was 2.2 trophy rating, but 2.3 kg, so close to our biggest. But I can see why he died so fast. It was a pretty good shot, but anyway. We're gonna go and give Classic a shot and just like kind of compare the way they work in Classic and how I think they're eventually gonna work in Call of the Wild, because, you know, when they're just stuck in the burrows, not moving, they're a little less interesting. So we're here in Classic, and we're gonna have a little bit of help finding some European rabbits from our dog Radar. So Classic has 3 different breeds of dogs, and German short-haired pointers are one of them. And the pointers can help you find rabbits and a bunch of other species. There's foxes and pheasants. They can track like a lot of stuff, but we're gonna have them find some rabbits. And I wanted to just point that out before we head out, because there was a lot of talk about Call of the Wild eventually getting dogs. There was, I think, a survey like over the summer talking about dogs, so I wanted to kind of introduce this part of it as well, because I'm hoping that can be a thing. And it's really nice. I mean, obviously, the way Call of the Wild works with the burrows, I don't think we're going to need like a dog to find them, because it seems like they're probably going to stay in the same place. But in Classic, they're a little more random, so it's kind of pretty useful to have a dog help you out. I think that's a burrow right there. I could be wrong, but I can see Radar's kind of acting a little bit different. He's more sneaking up to be able to point for us. So I think he's finally got us in the right area. Depending on how this goes, they might not be spooked and they could be wandering around over there still, so we'll take it slow and get to where we can see. But he'll kind of give us a good indication of where to look. Okay, yeah, he is pointing right there. It could be right to the burrow, or there could be a rabbit hopping around up in that area, but like I said, we'll take it slow. I hear a rabbit. Oh, there's one right in front of us. Okay. Just stopped him from getting into the other burrow, so he just came out of this burrow here and was going to flee into the other one. And that's kind of the concept of European rabbits in Classic. They generally go from one burrow to the next, and if they're close to you, they'll leave one burrow and spook and like immediately flee. But if they're not, a lot of times they actually hang around and just sit still and feed or whatever they're going to do. And the reason I'm sitting in the confirmed kill screen is I think I heard footsteps of another one, so if we can switch to the shotgun super quickly, we might be able to kill a second. I do hear it. It's coming right there. Got that one, and then I think what I thought I heard there being a second one was the dog coming up behind us, so that's 2. And 2 pretty small ones as far as the score and weight goes, but what I wanted to do was now sit here and look at what I think is going to be more of how Call of the Wild works, and that's going to be sitting over burrows where rabbits have fled, they're hiding in the burrows, and we're basically going to be waiting for them to come back out. So we're going to get him to lay down, and we're going to find ourselves a spot where we can see them. Honestly, we might do from far away, just to show how they get out of the burrows and walk around. So we are going to sit, I think, just right here and wait. It's not the best spot, but a couple of the burrows are very visible. But that one just came out of the burrow, and I think it was spooked because we were just running around here and went straight back in. So ideally, if we just kind of lay here a bit and let them calm down, they'll get out of the burrows and then just sort of wander around. And I've got the 22 pistol, we can try to take them out with that, so hopefully we can show that off. So finally, one's kind of sneaking out of the burrow over there, and since we're far away, it doesn't really know we're here and it's just going to hop around and do its thing. But we'll get a quick look at the size. It's definitely not a very big one, but this is kind of what I expect to happen more in Call of the Wild. Like, once they spook, they'll, you know, go into the burrows, and then when they calm down, they'll come back out. And of course, he just went down over that hill, but probably we can sneak over there and try to get him with a shotgun. Because the one thing about trying to take him with the 22, if you don't get a really good hit, they will run a bit, and they can get back in their burrow, and then you can't really recover them. So I wouldn't mind getting closer and just taking it with more of a sure kill with the shotgun. I actually don't see it, so it could have went back into another burrow. It could have spooked like on my way over here. I'm not really sure, but I mean, I guess you got the point. They will get out of the burrows and just like wander around if they're not spooked. But we'll kind of just sit here and look at the other potential option for hunting European rabbits, and that is basically being very visible, waiting for them to leave the burrows and then hitting them with a shotgun, like going between burrows. And I don't really know if that's how it's going to work in Call of the Wild. It seems like the burrows are pretty close together, but either way, I think it's an option, just like kind of waiting for them to leave the burrows and then hitting them with a shotgun regardless of whether they're fleeing or just kind of calmly walking around. so it didn't exactly get the chance to run, but considering I happened to be looking in that direction and heard it coming out of the burrow, that made it fairly easy. But, actually, that might have been the one that we saw. It's a male with the right weight, right color as well. But, anyway, I think, the point as far as how it works in Classic and how I expect it to pretty much work in Call of the Wild has probably been pretty well made here in Classic, so we'll hop back to Hirschfelden here for a second. I do think these guys will actually be fairly interesting once they can actually maneuver around with the burrows and stuff. And I'm curious how they're going to interact with, like, you know, being spooked and entering the burrows, how long they stay in the burrows, and just all that kind of stuff that, unfortunately, we don't have the answers to right now. But got a bunch of them in this area. None that are very interesting, but could probably just try to get our males like normal and then wrap this up. So we'll get that one. Or shoot over it. How are we... Okay. That was a little bit weird. There's also one here that I hadn't seen, but it's just a little female. And I wanted to get a better angle on that one. There's still more down on that side. So there's a ton in some of these like individual burrow locations. And then some that just have like one. So that's actually decent sized male. I guess we'll try to get that as well. There's also zeroed for the wrong range, which probably didn't help things. Then we got another, I think that was light gray. Oh, and I didn't get to spot that one, but that could be pretty good. Completely shot over it, but another one back on this side we hadn't seen that's also a male. Good enough for respawns, I guess. But, obviously that one's just a silver. That one, again, probably with high trophy rating, could have been a diamond at 2.3 kg, because they can go usually like 0.1 above on the trophy rating. So it might have had a chance, but not quite cracking diamond on that. And then a couple more for respawns. So I'm kind of hoping to wait on actually getting a diamond. I'm kind of glad none of these were level 3s or none of the big 2s made it, because I'd like to get one legitimately. You know, like take it with a shotgun as it's fleeing, or even if we set up on them and just shoot them with the 22 when they can actually escape, I guess. But, I think they'll be interesting. I think at least there's going to be some potential for how they are in Classic, and they're actually kind of fun to hunt in Classic, especially with dogs, so that could be another interesting thing if that ever happens, with dogs being added to Call of the Wild. But, yeah, I think that is going to do it for this video on the European rabbits, so hopefully they get fixed soon. Hopefully we can go back after them, and, probably I'm going to wait to do anything specific on them until then, just because of the way they are now. It's kind of repetitive when they're just stuck there and there's no challenge to taking a quick shot or anything like that. So, yeah, hopefully that's soon we can get back after them. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.